Hey everybody, welcome back to Wing Wednesdays with MattKiteboarding.com. I'm Tucker, and today we're going to talk about a long-awaited new wing into the wing foiling market, something I've really been amped to try, really stoked to see what it is, how it performs, and that is the F1 Stike. Now, I was lucky enough to get one of the first wings into North America on demo. They sent me the 5 meter, which is a perfect size for this time of the year for me, and really an awesome size to get a feel for kind of that middle range, most popular size in the lineup. So really amped to have the 5 meter. I've put a few sessions into it, and I am extremely impressed with this wing, and I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. But what I'm going to do is do a quick overview on this kite, some of the cool features, some of the changes that happened from the swing, and then go into my experience with it, my review, to let you know what I think of it. So this is the Stike 5 meter, and this is the outside end here. Just looking at this, obviously they did a beautiful job with the graphics, the fit, the finish, the look. The quality is all top notch. Exactly like you'd always expect from F1. They are top-notch products. They really know what they're doing, and it shows. You know, this is a beautiful looking wing. You might think, hey, that wing looks a lot like last year's wing, the Swing V1. And I would say, yeah, you know, it's the same people that are designing it. They have, you know, a certain feel for how a wing should be and what it looks like and feels like. So, you know, I mean, at face value, this looks like a very similar wing, shape-wise, but it is a very different wing, and we'll get to that in the review section, but it is different. They're laying out the panels completely differently. You can tell, you know, it's not just your standard paneling here. There's some purpose with this, keeping it lightweight, keeping it stiff, making sure that those panels are doing, you know, the best job dispersing the load and keeping that wing shape. Additionally, you know, they can just tell they're using some different materials here to help reinforce, make it more durable, make it more rigid. You'll notice it's a little bit wet. It's a little bit icy from my session, just out here drying it off. But it passes the cold water, freezing ice type test, so good job, F1. Yeah, so this is the more exciting side of the wing, where a lot of the stuff that's going on can be viewed. Just like last year, we have the F1 pump system. It's got that high pressure type valve like you see on paddle boards, also on Nash wings. And it works real well. It's real light, real clean, and doesn't stick out and damage your canopy when it's rubbing on it. So it's great. We do have a strut dump valve here, so that'll allow you to dump the air out of the strut, push the air out, and get it packed up quickly. Some wings that don't have that, takes forever to push the air out back through the bladders, and it doesn't pack down as well. So good job, F1, on that. That's something that's always a pet peeve of mine, so really appreciate you guys putting that in there. Now, getting to the more exciting things, we'll start with the handles, because that's probably the most obvious change for this swing versus the Stike. We've got long adjustable handles here in the front and the back, just 2 handles on the boom, one on the leading edge here with a scuff pad, so if your knuckles are rubbing against that on long downwind runs or on the waves, it's not rubbing your knuckles raw on the deck run. So that's a small touch, but really nice. Obviously, the leech attachment point here is really solid. They've really done a nice job reinforcing that, making sure that doesn't pull out. But anyway, back to the handles. Just having the 2 rather than the 1 in front and a couple in back really allows for those minor adjustments in power and in personal preference as well. You know, if you're really riding on the low end of the wing, you might be back here a little bit more, where you're going to have more power from the wing. If you're riding pretty lit, you know, you might be in the front end of this just to help balance out that load. And, you know, you don't need to pull the wing in as much, so you don't need to be so far back and towards the trailing edge of the canopy. Right between them, we've got our harness line attachment, which is pretty much the same as last year. It's more reinforced, as you can tell here. They've really paid close attention to that and really reinforced that, so you don't have any issues with that pulling out or damaging your strut here. On that whole boom section, you know, the leash, the handles, the harness line, I'd say they really nailed it this year. You know, they're clean, they're lightweight, they're very comfortable, and we'll get to that in the review section. Yeah, so that's exciting. You've got your one pump hose, so you're just pumping in through one, pumps up the whole wing, as long as, you know, make sure you get your dump strut, your dump valve on your strut closed, so that you're not just blowing air out that. Looking here, this is kind of a good view at it. You can see this baffle here that shapes the back edge of the wing. And this is another change for this year. You know, this is a new shape. It's been refined. It's a little more powerful shape. And then it connects to the back of the boom or the strut here. And that really helps keep the canopy tension tight through there and have that boom really supporting that canopy and shaping the way that airfoil flows across the back of the wing. And because of that, you know, you've got an increased power and a better upwind drive. So they've really refined that, kind of taking that to the next level. You can see it kind of taper off here, you know, so that we've got a nice clean release of the flow of the wind and the pressure coming off that. Just a really beautiful wing. Something that hasn't really changed from the swing is the reinforcement. You've got these Kevlar scuff patches in critical areas to help you extend the life of your wing, especially if you're out there snowboarding or skiing with this wing, or on a skateboard. You know, that's a real important guard there. It's going to protect it from premature damage on the wing. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. On the overview, it's a beautiful wing, as you'd expect. Second generation wing from F1, and their first generation wing, the Swing, was a huge hit. You know, some people would even call it the gold standard for wings, just because so many people love it. It is so adaptive and really can be used for anything. Everybody loves that wing. So, you know, that's why, you know, it had such a great following, and I don't expect the Stike to be any different. They're really just taking that design to the next level, making it that much better. And anyone that's loved the Swing should certainly be interested in the Stike, but I also think the Stike's going to steal some customers maybe from some other wings, you know, that people have been riding once the word gets out or once you get to try this thing. So yeah, that's it, you know, for the basics of the overview. I should mention the backpack, I guess. It's kind of a small detail, but it's got nice padding. It's large enough to be able to stuff the bag into, or the wing into it easily. It's also not so big that it's cumbersome or sloppy. It does have a nice vent through the side to help, you know, any kind of sand or moisture fall out, which is great. So they did a great job on the bag. As with all of our videos, go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you appreciate the video, share it with a friend, subscribe to our channel for more cool content like this. And if you have any comments or questions, put those in the comments section below. We always have some great discussions happening there. And yeah, let us know what we missed, what you'd like to know that we maybe didn't hit on, or if maybe you have some comments if you've tried one or had some experience with some other F1 wings and you want to, you know, put that out there. We'd love to see that and be, you know, helpful to other people that are looking at the comments as well.